How do you educate people in smaller communities that are not familiar with the need for this type of service?
How do you educate people in smaller communities that aren't familiar with the need for this type of service? Free scoops. Do the first initial free. That's one of the best ways to do it. Here's bring into our old value equation here, right? Their dream outcome, right? So their dream outcome is to have a clean yard. The perceived likelihood of achievement, their perceived likelihood of achievement is low, most likely because they don't know the service. They're like, this isn't real. Is it real? And the way for you to increase the perceived likelihood of achievement is make it for free, because if it's free, then they have less to risk. Okay, and then your time delay. You want to do it as soon as you can. Effort and sacrifice. By making it free, it's very little effort, very little sacrifice for them to do it for free, and that increases the value. And then what you do in return, right? You offer the first service free, trying to do with recurring service, right? When they sign up for recurring service, you do the first scoop free. You can do it if you want. The issue is that when you put that caveat, the asterisk, a lot of times you may scare people away because they don't want to have to commit something, and they don't even necessarily know you're real or you're true. So what you do is you do the first scoop for free, and they see that they like it, and then you try to sell them there. You work on your sales skills, try to sell them the service. And if they decide, we don't think we can afford it or whatever, then what you do is you say, well, at least can you leave me a review? Here's the link. Send the link. Have them write you a little review on Google, 5 stars. You got something out of it. You put goodwill out there for the community. You potentially establish the relationship with this individual. At the very least, you can always follow up with them a month later, 2 months later. Say, hey, have you been able to? How are you doing? Taking care of your yard? Are you still having trouble? Do it for free. First for free, and then advertise. When you do some selfie videos on your Facebook page. Say, hey, this is so and so, and I live here in XYZ community. Come along, I'll show you what we're scooping this yard today. Come along, we'll show you what we're doing. Set up your camera on a tripod of some kind. Record yourself, scoop the yard, do an outro. We come to this yard every 2 weeks. Go to our website, fill out our free quote form. There you go.
This is a big debate about doing your initials for free. I don't agree with doing free initials, but I live in an area where there's a lot of snow, and it's very difficult doing winter cleanups when it's 2, 3, 4 months of snow that's just been trampled over by snow and ice and dog prints and everything. So it's physical labor, scooping for 2, 3, 4 hours and then not getting paid for it. It highly depends on where you're located, but I also know very, very large scooping businesses with 1,000+ customers where they do free initial scoops. They're also in, at least one of them, he's in Texas. He might have not as many crazy one-times compared to people in more wintry climates. So it really depends on how much you value your time and if you're thinking long-term.
Basically, you have three things in this world. You have your education, your knowledge, your skills, you have your time, and you have money. You don't have money, you're gonna have to spend time or use your skills to get those clients. If you don't have the skills, you're gonna have to spend time or money. If you don't have the time, then you're gonna have to spend your skills or the money, right? If you don't have one, you got to spend one of the other two. In order to get the other one, in order to get the other one, you'll have to utilize one of the other two. So if you don't have the skills, you're gonna have to spend time or money to develop the skills. If you don't have the time, you're gonna have to use the money, your skills, in order to get the time back. If you don't have the money, you're gonna have to use your skills and your time in order to get money. It's a little triangle, trio thing there.
I was very against it too, especially we get a lot of snow here. I'm gonna put a pause on it before the spring rush, but they have been working really well for us. But what I do is they get the first scoop free if they sign up for recurring service, and I make them pay for the next month or two in advance. So they get that first scoop free, but I make them pay. It really depends where they fall in that month. Let's just say we're in the middle of January, someone signs up, I'm gonna make them pay for the rest of January and then all of February. Or if it's, December 31st, then I'll make them pay for all of January. So it really depends, but that does work really well for us right now.
So can I add to that? So those people who do add it to make a requirement of the recurring service, you want to make that amount of time that they're going to have to sign up for recurring service to get the free scoop. That amount of time you have to prepay, essentially the amount of time that it would be long enough for them to establish the habit. That when you end, they're going to be so used to you already doing it, they're only going to want to stay on because it's just been part of their life and routine.
I mean, it's also just knowing your numbers too. So it's if you know how many people people try you once, how long like they stay on, like how many will convert into a recurring client, and what the lifetime value is, it's a no-brainer. So I mean, people that try us once, we have a 85% conversion rate that they will sign up for recurring, knowing the lifetime value, like it's worth it just to get that free scoop. I don't care if it takes an hour or two, because I know we're gonna make a lot more money in the long run.